Welcome back to Frequently Asked Questions. I'm Chris Passmore, your social media CPA. So one question I get all the time from business owners are what are the various types of financial statements and the level of assertion or opinion that can be given by a CPA on those financial statements. And that can range anywhere from internally prepared financials, compilations, reviews, and audits. So I want to talk about that today, and I've got some visual aids for you to help understand this. So let's just start with the company's internally prepared financial statements. Maybe your company uses QuickBooks, and then once you launch QuickBooks, there is a menu to run an income statement and a balance sheet. So those internally prepared financial statements are like this cup of water. It comes directly from the QuickBooks application. There's no additives, nobody's doing anything to it. So there's no level of opinion or assertion that comes from anybody other than the management of the company. And again, that comes directly from the company itself, that typically a CPA is not involved. So let's go up one level, a compilation and compiled financial statements prepared by a CPA. So I compare that to this can of sparkling water. If you think about it, it's really a lot like the plain cup of water, but it's in packaging that looks a little bit different, maybe added a little bit of carbonation, and that is similar to compiled financial statements prepared by a CPA. What the CPA does when engaged to perform a compilation is they take the company's internally prepared financial statements and they make it look like a set of financial statements that are similar to a auditor review. Maybe there's some footnotes, but the CPA doesn't perform any type of verification procedures, any tests. And in fact, in a compilation engagement, the CPA even says in the report that they do not provide any form of assurance on those financial statements. So that is a compilation. Again, that's compared to this can of sparkling water, which looks a lot like the cup of water, which represent the company's internally prepared financial statements. So let's go up another step, and I'll compare this to a can of Diet Coke. This is a reviewed engagement and a review report issued by a CPA and financial statements. So in a review, a CPA does give an opinion on the financial statements, but it's through limited assurance. It's like the CPA says, well, I'm not aware of any errors. I looked at things, I performed some analysis, some analytical procedures, but I didn't find any mistakes. Maybe the CPA looked at sales and the company's sales went up, so you would assume in a situation like that, the company's accounts receivable would go up. Okay, that makes sense. But the CPA doesn't actually perform substantive tests where they verify amounts to contracts, to invoices, to payments, or similar. So then again, that is like your Diet Coke. It's not the full thing, but it's kind of like it, but it's a step up from just sparkling water. So then let's go to the last and most highest form of assurance that a CPA can provide, and that's an audit. I'll compare that to a traditional can of Coke. It's the full-blown thing with all the additives and the flavoring and the packaging, and that's comparable to an audit. In an audit, a CPA gives an opinion that these numbers are materially correct. The company's financial statements are materially correct. You contrast that to a review where the CPA says, I'm not aware of any mistakes or any errors. So in an audit, the CPA actually does a thorough investigative review of all the numbers, of all the material numbers, by performing tests and verifying to receipts and that payments are made and to client contracts, and even to go so far as sending letters to the company's bank or to the customers to verify the amounts. And that is the highest form of assurance that a CPA can issue. And then again, in an audit opinion, the CPA says these companies' financial statements are materially accurate. And again, I compare that to a full can of Coke. Well, I hope you found that very high-level explanation useful. If you'd like to talk further, please reach out to me on my website. That's socialmediacpa.com.